If you find yourself struggling to understand the woman in your life, don't worry. It's not as complicated as you might think. The trick to understand a woman is to put your assumptions aside and get to know them as individuals. Whether she is an acquaintance, a family member, or romantic partner, if you take time to talk to a woman and really listen to what she has to say, you will soon have a clearer grasp of who she is and what makes her tick. You may also find it helpful to get familiar with the woman's issues and learn to recognize and question some common gender stereotypes. Method 1. Getting to know an individual woman. Avoid making assumptions about her. You will have a hard time understanding any person if you assume that you know everything or anything about them. When you are getting to know a woman, start by letting go of any assumptions about what she is thinking or feeling. Don't jump to the conclusion that you know anything about her life, preferences, or core beliefs. For example, if she is single, don't assume that she is lonely and looking for a relationship. Not all women are interested in being with a romantic partner. It can be hard to recognize your own assumptions. If you find yourself thinking something about a woman in your life, stop and ask yourself, why do I think that? Is there any reason for me to believe that about her? Recognize that she is an individual. Remember, every woman is a unique and individual person. Just like you, she has her own life story, circumstances, and experiences that have shaped who she is. As you get to know her, try thinking of her as a person, first before looking at her gender or any preconceived notions of what a woman should be like. This doesn't mean you have ignored her gender. It's a big part of most people's identities. After all, just recognize that it doesn't totally define who she is. Other one, ask her question about her feelings, thoughts, and beliefs. One of the best way to get to know and understand any person is to talk to them. If you are interested in understanding more about a woman, ask her questions. Just don't make the questions too personal or invasive, especially if you don't know her very well. For example, you might ask her things like, what do you like to do for fun? How do you feel about this issue? Why do you decide to go into that profession? What are some things you hope to accomplish one day? Next one, listen actively to what she has to say. Asking questions and making conversation will only help you understand a woman if you really pay attention to what she says. When she speaks, make an effort to listen and make sense of what she is saying. Then you will know how to handle her. Don't spend the whole conversation planning what you are going to say next. Instead, hear her out and then decide how to respond. If you don't understand something, try repeating it back to her in your own words or asking for clarification. For example, you might say, it sounds like you don't want to vote for Johnson because you don't like his stance on environmental issues. Is that right? Next one, pay attention to her body language. Listening to someone's words isn't the only way to understand them. It's also important to pay attention to her non-verbal cues, like her facial expressions and posture. When you are spending time with a woman or conversing with her, watch what her face and body are doing. For example, if she is making eye contact, smiling and letting her arms hang at her sides, she probably feeling comfortable and relaxed. If she is looking at her floor and crossing her arms, she may feel nervous, shy or preoccupied. Next one, spend time with her socially, if that's an option. Spending time around someone can help you understand them better. If you can hang out with the woman socially, you will have a chance to observe how she behaves in different situations and around different people, depending on how well you know her and how comfortable she is with you. Try inviting her to spend time with you on or in a group. Make your invitation specific. For example, instead of vague question like you want to hang out sometime, you might try, I'm going to trivia night with some friends on Friday. Would you like to come? For one time, try asking her to do something low pressure that will allow you to chat with her and get to know her a bit. For instance, you might invite her to a chat over coffee or lunch. Next one, talk to other people who know her to get other perspective. If you are having trouble understanding someone's behavior, sometimes it can help to talk to her other friends or acquaintances. They might be able to shed light on why she acts, thinks or talks the way she does. For example, you could say, you have known Sarah for a long time. Why does she get so annoyed whenever the topic of parrots come up? Next one, try to put yourself in her shoes. Developing a strong sense of empathy is an important part of understanding any person. Try to imagine yourself in her circumstances. Ask yourself, what would you think and feel in the same situation? For example, you might think to yourself, Monica seems really forgetful sometimes, but she is working double shifts and taking care of kid at home. She is probably pretty overwhelmed and tired most of the time. Next one, educate yourself about the unique issues women face. Even if you live in a society where the genders are legally and socially considered equal, men and women deal with their own unique problems and challenges. To understand individual women, try to look at the big picture and understand what kind of pressure and biases they deal with that you don't. For example, you might read articles, books or opinions pieces about issues such as differences in how men and women are treated by medical personnel or challenges that women face in the workplace. If a woman complains about the challenges and frustrations of being female, resist the urge to get defensive or dismissive. Keep an open mind and try to see things from her perspective.